the Italian Football Podcast.
Last question comes from Anthony Sormani, and he says, Mario Balotelli is in talks for a shock return to Serie A with Genoa. Can he save Genoa from relegation? What do you make of this, Carlo?
Well, first of all, I hope it happens. By the time this pod comes out, we'll know that. He is in talks with them. He wants to make the move, and Gilardino actually rung him as well, which suggests that the move probably is going to happen. So yeah, I mean, I hope it happened. It'll be good for the pod. He's good fun. He's going to cause lots of talk in the media. There's going to be lots of stories, and I mean, he's 34 years old now, but he's still a bit of a man child, isn't he? But will he help Genoa on the pitch? I mean, I think it's a sign of desperation from Genoa. I think if you bring in Mario Balotelli, it's because you're absolutely desperate. And I think that Genoa are in complete desperation mode now. I mean, they have no attack. Their attack's been decimated by sales, with Goodmanson and Retegui, their two forwards, both being sold in the summer. The players that they brought in, I mean, Pinamonti and then Vitinha being the player that's now come in permanently. He's just got injured as well. Malinovsky got a serious injury. He's out for the season as well. The other forwards they've got available are probably relegation standard attackers. They're desperate, and they're just gambling. They're bringing in Balotelli and hoping that he can create some kind of spark and maybe roll back the years. The chances of that happening are probably quite slim. So I don't know. It screams desperation for me, though, Nima.
It does. It does scream desperation, but it's also... Look, Genoa are in an absolute mess. Their owners, 777 Partners, they've gone bankrupt. As Genoa are looking for new partners, they've declared bankruptcy, and that is just a horrible, horrible, horrible situation, because a high court in London presented 777 Partners with a winding up order. Now, will they fight that? What will happen? Where do they go? How does this affect how does this affect Genoa?
It now makes sense why they sold Retegui and Goodmanson, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you can't. That's kind of a truth with a modification. You can't sell players and then pocket the money as an owner. That's that company's money. You can pay out dividends as a profit, but you can't pocket it. That's looting. That's illegal.
Well, yeah. I mean,
no, it is. It's very illegal.
Yeah, you're not supposed to, but I mean,
no, you can't. It's illegal. If you do it, you get you can't loot a company of its assets. You can pay out dividends. That's fine. But if they do, then Genoa are going to probably get wound up completely.
I'm just saying, as OJ used to say.
No, you can't. That's just not true. But it's true. I mean, there's talk of another, ACAP, who took out, because 77 Partners took out a 40 million loan in May by a company called ACAP. They could potentially end up owning Genoa. It's really a really, really horrible situation for Genoa, who don't deserve to be. Their fans were so excited going into this season, and the whole thing is just unraveling completely. And it's so sad to see. And look, Genoa and Sampdoria are two classic Serie A clubs. They really should be in the Serie A. It's absolutely heartbreaking to see this happen. But yeah, it does scream. Balotelli screams of desperation. However, it would be fantastic. It's Mario Balotelli. He delivers headlines. I saw a really good interview with him recently as well, where he spoke of I've never done any drugs, I've never done any doping, I've never done any gambling or betting, blah blah blah. But I'm the bad boy of football, kind of thing. And he was like, he didn't like that perception of it. It was a really good interview. I don't know if you saw it.
I did see it, yeah. I did see it. But I mean, it depends. Bad boy of football, maybe. But good for a dressing room, good for a football club, good to, get some with his coach, get some with his teammates, all that kind of stuff. That's more important to a football club than if you maybe occasionally do some drugs in your off time. Do you know what I mean? It's
No, I don't know what you
We
mean.
do. A football club. Listen, a football club would rather have a player that secretly does some drugs or has a drink in his off time. If he performs on the pitch, he's good in training. He's not a problem in the dressing room. He's a professional. With everything that he does within the surroundings of the football club and on the pitch. Then having a Mario Balotelli, who maybe he's never done drugs. He's saying it. Maybe he's never done drugs. Maybe he's
Oh my
never.
God, what an attack.
No, I'm just saying, I'm not saying he's done drugs. I'm saying that, that is a football manager would rather have that player than a Mario Balotelli who causes trouble in every club that he is, that causes chaos, all the time and creates a circus in every club he's at. So, okay, bad boy or not bad boy, depends how you want to word it. But, if he's going to start causing trouble like that in Genoa, then he's not going to help them at all. But they're desperate.
No, of course not. I don't think he will. I think what he will do is I think he will try to. I think it would be cool to see him because I would like to see where he's at, also in terms of physique and also in terms of where is he in his career, because he's not that old, is he? I mean, he's
34.
not. Yeah, that's not for a footballer. That's not. It's not that.
Well, he's
old.
not young, but I mean, he could maybe. I don't know. He could maybe have another season or two if he's fit, and that's another problem. He hasn't been fit. He's had a lot of injuries in the last 2 seasons. He missed most of last season. He had knee surgery last year. How fit is he going to be? How long is it going to take him? How long is it going to take him to get fit as well? But I think that Genoa are in a state now where they just have to gamble. But it's more likely to be a losing gamble, I think, than a winning gamble.
Well, I mean, I don't know what they're supposed to do with this ownership situation as well, because and I feel so bad for Gilardino. I mean, what can he do? This thing has completely exploded in his face through no fault of his own, and I think it's so unfair on him. And he's really being tested. I mean, it's the kind of thing that if you manage this kind of crisis as a coach, and you show results, within reason to what the situation is, it's a situation that can open up bridges and lead to other bigger things. Because people will look at that and go, well, he had to deal with an absolute shit show, and he did it really well, and he guided them through all of that. And look, they came out on the other side, finished mid-table, they survived relegation. He even reinvigorated Balotelli to one last hurrah. Do you know what I mean? That could be one of those things that speaks in his favor. So he is being tested very, very early on in his career, which is, you can't choose. You can't choose. You have to face the battles and trials and tribulations ahead of you. You can't pick and choose, can you? So it is an interesting one.
No, it's good.
I would love
it's
it
good.
if
It's great. It's great. I love that he's coming back. It's going to be great for Serie A. It's going to create a buzz, and it's in the day. He still has goals. 189 career goals. Not many players have reached 200 career goals in their career. So it's he's still going to be very, very fun to watch. We'll see how well he does there.
Absolutely. Right, that's all the questions we had sent in this week. Please do remember to send in your questions on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, email, but preferably via DM on Patreon. We'll be doing a post-match reaction to Italy, Belgium Nations League game, so check out for that. But so until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. Ciao, ciao.